Okay, you've been there, right? You ask ChatGPT for a simple fact, and it gives you a totally wrong answer, but says it with such confidence you almost believe it. If that sounds familiar, you are definitely in the right place. Today, we're going to figure out exactly why this happens, and even better, how you can finally get a handle on it and master AI accuracy.
I mean, this is a classic, isn't it? The AI tells you, with zero hesitation, Sydney is the capital of Australia. And you're sitting there thinking, no, it's Canberra. But this little mistake, this confidently wrong answer, it actually points to a huge problem with these tools that we're all starting to lean on more and more. And that's really the heart of the issue, right? It's not just that the AI is wrong, it's that it's so sure of itself. It never says, hey, I might be off here, or I'm not 100% on this. Nope, it just serves up fiction like it's gospel. So what is going on here? Why does it do that? So you might be wondering, is this just a fluke? How often does this actually happen? Well, get this. Research shows that even the best models, we're talking GPT-4, can just make stuff up over 30% of the time in some tests. 30%! The fancy term for this is an AI hallucination, and trust me, it's not some rare bug. It happens all the time. All right, here's where things get really interesting. See, most of us think of these mistakes as bugs, right? Something the developers need to patch. But the truth is, kind of wild. It's not a bug at all. It's a core feature of how these things are built. Yeah, you heard me right. Let's dig into that. So first, let's just make sure we're on the same page. What is an AI hallucination? Basically, it's when an AI spits out something that sounds totally believable. The grammar is perfect, the tone is confident, but it's just factually wrong. Or sometimes just complete nonsense. Think of it as a really, really convincing lie. Okay, this right here, this is the big aha moment. We all kind of treat these AIs like they're a giant, super smart Google, right? A massive database of facts. But that's not what they are at all. At its core, an AI like ChatGPT is just a fancy next word predictor. Its only real job is to guess what word should come next in a sentence to make it sound plausible, based on all the text it's read from the internet. It's all about probability, not truth. And that's the key takeaway. Let this sink in for a second. When an AI hallucinates, it's not broken. It's actually doing its job perfectly. It's predicting the most plausible sounding response. The problem is, plausible and true are two very different things. So yeah, it's a feature, not a bug. So why does this happen? Well, there are a few reasons. Sometimes there are just gaps in its training data, so it improvises. Other times, it's just repeating lies or biases it found on the internet. And then there's this crazy thing called the rebound effect. Get this, the smarter and more human-sounding the AI gets, the better it gets at lying convincingly. It makes the made-up stuff even harder to catch. Wild, right? Okay, so this isn't just about the capital of Australia. This is where it gets serious. These convincing AI lies can have real, high-stakes consequences. We're talking about stuff that can cause major problems in the real world. And here's a perfect and kind of scary example. There was a lawyer who used ChatGPT for legal research. He ended up citing 6 court cases in a legal brief, 6 cases that were completely fake. The AI just made them up out of thin air. And that lawyer, he got into serious trouble with the court. It's a huge warning sign. You can't just blindly trust this stuff. And it's not just law. Look at academic research. A medical journal, JMIR, did a study. They asked an AI to come up with academic sources. The result? A whopping 39% of the citations were completely made up. 39%. That's almost 4 out of every 10. Just think about the damage that could do to science if people don't check their sources. All right, so I know this all sounds pretty grim. But does that mean we should just give up on AI? No, absolutely not. It just means we have to be smarter about how we use it. We need the right tools for the job. So let's open up your new accuracy toolkit. The number one thing you can do to fix this? It's all in the prompt. I mean, look at the difference here. It's night and day. On one side, you have a lazy, vague prompt. You're just asking for trouble there. But on the other, you have a pro prompt. You're giving it a specific role to play. Act as an expert. You're telling it to back itself up, cite your sources, and you're even making it check itself, rate your confidence. This is a game changer. Okay, here are 3 simple things you can start doing right now that will slash the number of errors you see. First, give it context. Don't just ask a random question. Second, like we just said, make it show its work. Demand sources and a confidence score. And third, This is a cool one. For anything that needs to be factual, go into the settings and turn the temperature way down to something like 0.2. That basically tells the AI, hey, no creativity right now, just stick to the facts.
Want to really level up your game? Here are 2 pro-level techniques. The first is chain of thought prompting. It sounds complicated, but it's not. You just add the phrase, think step by step to your prompt. This forces the AI to lay out its logic, which makes it way easier to see if it went off the rails. The second, and this is super powerful, is something called RAG. All that really means is you tell the AI to use its web search tool. That way, it's pulling from live, up-to-date info from the internet, not just its old training data.
So knowing all these cool tricks is great, but the real key is making them a part of your everyday routine. It's all about building good, unbreakable habits, so being accurate just becomes second nature whenever you use AI. Really, it just comes down to having a quick mental checklist. Before you hit copy and paste, just ask yourself, is my prompt lazy? If so, fix it. Is this a super niche topic? Better double check the facts. Have I, the human, given this a final once-over? And the big one, am I treating this thing like a magical, all-knowing oracle or a smart but flawed assistant? Once you start doing this, everything changes. Your whole relationship with AI flips. It stops being this frustrating, unreliable sidekick and becomes what it's supposed to be, an incredibly powerful research weapon. A tool that you control, not the other way around. You're in the driver's seat now. So, because you now get how these things actually work, you've unlocked their true power while shielding yourself from their biggest weakness. You've got the keys to the kingdom of accuracy. So the only question left is, now that you're in control, what are you going to build?